I hope when you look at a chart like this that the structure starts to make sense to you, because we start getting things like B shapes and P shapes. We start getting things like top edge distributions and bottom edge distributions. We start seeing the reality of the market in these areas. This is for, it doesn't matter what this is, but it's the FTSE. What I see is I see a high price here. You can start out by the obvious, remember. This is the simplest way to think about anything. Start out by seeing what you see. Not about what you interpret, but what you see. And obviously what I see is I see a lot of buy touches down here off of this rejection here. I see a lot of buy touches here. So I can look at that and say, well, that looks like a very, very interesting bracket. Whether you use the high price or whether you use this price, the difference is not going to be important. I also see more active selling. Now, where does that active selling come in from here? Where does that active selling come in from? You see it? It comes in from the halfback trade area, doesn't it? So when I see that, I'm starting to think to myself, where's the target for this? Because that seller's got to have a new target, right? So we start working off this basic idea of the high bracket there and the lower bracket, but it's the same price. But look at where that 50 line appears. It's exactly right. It's almost as if the structure is perfect now. It's perfectly in a line. We've got a stars lining up. We've got an ABC retracement of a wave 5 into a Fibonacci pullback. We've got everything we need to make the perfect trade. And now what we're looking for is we're then looking for the opportunity. The market value's dropped. We now know where the target price is, and we mark it on our screens. We've got a target price. And what happens? Now you can see that structure is so crystal clear. And what happens to the price? The price comes back up to the 50s again, which you already know about because you've been spending your day doing these things to find these things. You see there's a volume spike. It's also a wholesale price, by the way. And where does the price go to? See it? See where the price went to? And what happened in here? Prop stops. Started to see people front running the prop stops, and then there was this straddling of this 50 line, this new 50 line here. That straddling is usual. That's normal. We see that all the time. And then we see the price driving down into the bottom edge. And what did we see at the bottom edge? Volume, volume, volume. See those little orange dots? Volume, right? Orange dots, not orange, guys, purple dots. Purple, 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 into the bottom edge. And then we see that structure revolving back round again. We start seeing what we start thinking about as a possible bottom edge discount and a possible accumulation into the low prices. And we start looking at that as a possible buy trade. And if that's a possible buy trade, what have we now got? We've now got the perfect RGL kappa right there. And what have we now got? What we've now got is we've now got a target range. We've now got some brackets to work into. We start thinking about where the target price is. We start thinking about the confluence. The confluence happens to tie in beautifully with that toxic order flow in the background just there. And everything makes perfect sense in this structural world, doesn't it? Everything makes perfect sense. And what happened? It's still happening. We're trading towards that target price. It's trading towards that target price. The price breaks through the top edge here, pulls back, and now it's going towards target. It's going towards that sell trade. You've been able to pick up some profits, which is why the price stopped at that area, of course. You took up some profits here. Price dropped back down again, and you got a little spring trade just in there if you fancied it. You bought back off the spring trade, which is that little structure just there. You can see it. So there's a little spring opportunity to buy back in if you wanted it to, or the BSG squeeze somewhere probably about here in that reversal there. So there was a BSG squeeze just there. And your target price is already marked on your screens at 7023s. And we go through the process. We go through the process now towards our target price and we see if we get there. It's the same thing again, isn't it? It's the same idea. It's the same process all over again. Same process all over again, isn't it? It's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect again, guys. Can't make it up.